Hi, welcome to my lessons from Matthew 23 and Luke 20 to 21. Now, the seven woes Jesus spoke regarding the Pharisees are summarized by me as this. 1. Woe to those who don't enter the kingdom and then prevent others from going in. Woe to those who make converts, but only to make them worse by teaching them false doctrine or wrong doctrine. Woe to the blind guides who value creation over the creator, putting value on the wrong things, on things instead of the one who created the things. Woe to those who tithe regularly but stay oppressing others. Woe to the greedy and the selfish people who try to appear righteous and just display utter hypocrisy. Woe to those who work hard to appear perfect on the outside when they are truly dead on the inside. Woe to those who repeat the sins of their fathers by killing the prophets. Now, Jesus started out by telling the people to follow the Pharisees' command, shocker, however, not to follow their actions. They were preaching the laws of Moses after all, right? But their heart was off, and so they were adding to the laws and putting their own things in it, and they were trying to represent themselves wrongly as well. The lesson here is that the truth is fundamental, in spite of who's preaching it. Even if it's preached by hypocrites, the truth is the key or the central thing. The Pharisees were all about being showy and presenting themselves as, overly righteous and better than everyone. And Jesus warned his disciples and the people about this. And all the things that they did, the Pharisees did, he warned them to watch out for those things and not follow in that footsteps. Many of the things he referenced aren't relevant to our world today. Some of the things that Jesus referenced to the disciples in his warning, but that doesn't mean that we don't have people with Pharisaic, I just made up a word, tendencies today. So we need to just be careful and observe and remember that by their fruits we shall know them, just like it says in Matthew 7:16. Now, the Bible scholars say that Abel was the first prophet that was killed and Zechariah that was the last. Hence, Jesus referencing them in the last woe when he said, you killed the prophets from Abel to Zechariah. Now, coming to the part that was, if you were like me, once upon a time, that used to be like the scary part of the Bible for me, but the signs of the end of the age were very, very specific and no longer scary to me, and I hope the same to you. And we must take note that majority of what Jesus was saying was actually specific to the disciples and specific to the time that they were in, in the time where they were in, or the time that he was speaking about. And it was also specific to their lifetime. Not all, some of them, but there, and I feel like that could explain verse 32, where it says, this generation won't pass away until they happen. And that generation has passed away. However, I also saw from my Bible notes that generation could also refer to race, like the human race. So it might be that, it mightn't be. Now, the final warning is for us to be alert and not weighed down by drunkenness or too much of anything. So we're essentially admonished by Jesus to live life moderately and with an open hand, not holding on to things that are not eternal. So our focus should really be on the eternal as opposed to the temporal. And here's what I learned about God from these chapters. God knows how things will end. He knows the end. But even though some of these chapters were very scary to read, he has called us not to be afraid or to be terrified. In verse 28, he encourages us to keep our head lifted up and be confident that our redemption is near. That is so comforting. I found it comforting. I hope you did too. Thank you so much for joining me today. Looking forward to sharing lessons with you again tomorrow, God willing. Have a wonderful day. God bless you.